friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Casper, the Boy Diviner, and thank you so much for watching this video. Today I wanted to talk about the decks that tempted me in June, but not only that, because I used to do monthly recaps, I'm gonna just add a few of my monthly recap stuff at the end of this video, so if you're not interested, you can click off, but the first part of this video will be dedicated to all the decks that I wanted, some that I got and some that I didn't. Before I start the video proper, I just wanted to thank the people who have supported me on Ko-fi. I really appreciate it. Zoe, thank you so much. I really appreciate a Singaporean coming to donate to me, letting me know that I'm being viewed by Singaporeans, because I do want more Singaporeans to really talk about Turo, share their Turo experiences. And Katie, thank you so much. You have always been helping me out. You have always been talking about my channel once in a while, giving me that little boost, that little surge of subscribers. So you dropping me a note on my Ko-fi really means a lot to me. You're one of my tarot idols. The other two, you are anonymous, so I don't know who you are, but thank you so much for donating to my channel. It really means a lot to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I feel like June was the month of like the returning of the RWS, or some sort of resurgence in the RWS original art by Pixie. There were so many decks that started appearing on my YouTube feed that I really was so drawn to. I think during Tarothon, Simon also talked about Pixie and her art. There is this incessant calling towards all these different RWS decks that I couldn't kind of avoid. At the same time, I'm pretty strong-minded because I did set new depth tier rules for myself for the rest of the year, so I want to be really careful. But some of these decks that really drew me were Carol Herzer's Starlight Illuminated Turo. Yeah, the art is great. I'm still a bit worried about the lamination in the deck because I don't really tend to like lamination. I don't really tend to like glossy cards. So that was something that I am not sure about. But looking at the deck through the eyes of Jen's Balanced Turo made me so drawn to that deck. I watched her video at least 5 times, just watching her talk through the art, and it's a beautiful RWS deck that has such beautiful glitter, shiny, dreamy colors. So that was the first RWS deck that I was really drawn to in the month of June. The next one was, I think it's no surprise, is Conrad Steen's CS Turo. It's supposed to stand for Coleman Smith, but it also stands for his name. So Coleman Smith Turo, the CS Turo, Conrad Stein, he has crackled backs throughout all the different scenes in the RWS, and it's incredible. It's a beautiful piece of art. But I also watched Jen's walkthrough, and I also watched Simon's walkthrough of the deck. He has so many different options now, but some of them are not like super cheap. Some of them are actually affordable. I just am holding back just because I know I don't need another RWS deck. I already have my borderless RWS deck here, which I do enjoy and I still do use. But I do feel like the Conrad Steen's one does look a little clearer. I feel like he must have cleaned up the artwork somehow, the line work. There's another set that Simon also drew, as in he also did a walkthrough of, which is the Neo Rider versions. I think I like only one version of that. I don't like the the plain colored ones. The pink one was definitely not one of my favorites. I like the blue one, I think. I forgot the edition name, I don't know what it's called. It was beautiful, and it was another one that all these decks just kept calling to me like, you need a new version of the RWS, you need a new version of Pixie's art. I'm holding back still, but I don't know. I'm allowed to buy 4 decks from now till December, so I'll just hold on and wait. I have a video coming up about all the decks that I anticipate for and I really am attracted to for the rest of the year, so if you are interested in that, you can check that out. Apart from these decks, these RWS decks, there were other Turo decks that I was really drawn to. Like for Marseilles, there were 2. The Stone Marseilles that also again Simon has shown, and the Plain Marseilles that many people have shown, and I'm really drawn towards it. Why am I drawn to the Plain Marseilles? I feel like even though the art on the Ian Dudali Turo that I've been talking about for months is gorgeous, is beautiful, the art on the Plain Marseille has a similar watercolor feel that I like. It's a smaller deck, and even though I prefer the Marseille suits than the plain card suits, I do feel like the watercolors do help. It makes me feel attracted to it. Instead of getting the Dudali Turo at this point in time when shipping is crazy, I'd rather get the Plain Marseille, which is cheaper, and the shipping is basically free because again I pre-ordered from Books Depository. Let's see how the experience goes. I think it's better this time because they at least emailed me to tell me that the deck has been moved out of their warehouse or something like that. Other decks that I'm drawn to, apart from those that are shown in the anticipated decks video, are actually the Alchemical Turo of the Magnum Opus again. This is a deck that keeps coming back to me, at the same time knowing that the Alchemical Turo itself has a new edition in the new box, in the new matte finish. I'm so torn between these 2 decks and I don't know, because I do like the minimalistic version and the smaller version of the Magnum Opus. The full art is so gorgeous as well. I don't know, I can't decide, and I do feel like with the 4 I'm allowing myself to buy this year, it will be finally the time for me to get one of these decks. It's just which one. Another blocker why I'm not getting these decks is because the book itself is so expensive. to ship to Singapore. It's crazy. It's like, I really don't want to buy that book, even though I want the book. I wish he had an ebook version. Robert M. Place, if you're watching this video, which I doubt, think about it, think about it and price it like half of the physical book. For me, that's a big saving. I don't need the physical book. Yeah, that's just my little rant about expensive tarot books. I know I'm like pretty privileged, so I shall shut up right now. Another deck I've been looking at for months is the Future Gem Vision Tarot. I don't know if you guys know, but one of my favorite TV shows, one of my favorite cartoons, one of my favorite anything is the Steven Universe series. It's a beautiful series about a young boy who is half alien. The whole show is about feminism, it's about being non-binary, it's about loving, it's about understanding, it's about so many things, and I really enjoy this show. There's this fan art version of the tarot, which I really enjoy. At the same time, I never really had good experiences with Game Crafter decks, so I don't know if I want to go that route. Also, some of the cards don't really match the meaning from what I understand or what I've seen. I love this series so much, I'm just so tempted to get it. There's another version, I think a majors only version, that seems to be more official for some reason. I'm not sure if it's official as well, and I'm drawn to. At the same time, I prefer to get a full deck than just the majors only. Yeah, I don't know. I don't recall owning any kind of decks that's based off a series yet. I know there's one that's based off Over the Garden Wall, which I enjoyed also. I really enjoy Steven Universe so much that I want that deck because it kind of have good mojo for me. When I'm reading it, I feel and remember the series, and I think I would enjoy that kind of feeling. If you guys have any decks that you own that is based off a series, share below. I'm really interested to see how those work out for you. There were 3 Oracle decks that I was really looking at this month. The first one was the Hero's Journey Dream Oracle. I hate gloss, but I love the art, and I really love the messages in that deck, and I'm still drawn to it. I'm still holding back because I don't know if I'll work with it. Yeah, again, Julie has said it so well. I'm not going to work with Oracle, and I kind of know that I won't, but I always want to try. I want to find the one, And that leads me to the next one, which is the Angels and Ancestors Oracle by Carl Gray. I bought it. I've seen it so many times. I've seen how beautiful it is. I don't know if I can work with it, but I feel drawn to it, and I felt like I should just give myself a chance, and I bought it. And the last Oracle that I looked at was the With Your Shield on It Oracle, and this, I think it's by Pam Wishbone. It's something I've been drawn to for years. Honestly, I've been looking at this Oracle for years, but I don't know if I can read with it. And one thing about that deck that I don't really enjoy is that there's no lamination whatsoever, no matte lamination, and that means if I use that deck furiously again and again, I do feel like the art will be worn away. So I don't know if that's a plus or a minus, because I do like matte, I do like that card feel, but I don't like it being unprotected. That worries me about the long-term survivability of this deck. So apart from the decks that tempted me in June, I'm going to talk a bit about my experiences. I do want to talk about. So apart from the decks that tempted me in June, I wanted to talk about the books I've read. Okay, I've read many books. The first one I read was the retelling of Pride and Prejudice. Okay, I'm not really like the biggest Pride and Prejudice fan, but I read it when I was studying it in JC. JC was 17, 18 years old. I don't know what the equivalent is in the US, but I kind of enjoyed it, and the more I read it, the more I liked it. And reading this retelling, it's called Unequal Affections, is so interesting. I finished this book, like I couldn't stop. I read until 3 AM just to finish this book. It branches off from the original Pride and Prejudice stories where Lizzie actually rejects Darcy for the first time. Instead of rejecting him, this book goes down the route where she accepted him because of her own conditions, her own life conditions, how indebted, she felt to her family to do this. So it's really interesting seeing them fall in love with a different situation. She doesn't completely emulate Jane Austen's writing style, which I appreciate, because sometimes I feel like people try that too hard and the book becomes hard to read. So I enjoyed this book. You guys should check it out if you're a fan of Pride and Prejudice. A series that I started this month is also the Red Sister series. I forgot the trilogy's name. Let me. Okay, so the series that I started is called Book of the Ancestor. So there are 3 books: Red Sister, Grey Sister, and Holy Sister. I read the first 2 within this month. I try not to read fiction books because I do feel like part of it is like a waste of time, but I did want to be a fiction writer long time ago, so I told myself I shall dabble in it, I shall take a quick look. And reading on my ebook isn't so bad, the prices aren't that bad as well. Really enjoyed the first 2 in this series, and I can't wait to pick up the next one to continue. If you guys enjoy this series, let me know. Tell me about Book of the Ancestor. Let me know if you have any fantasy books that really enriched my reading experience. I really enjoy magical realism. This book isn't magical realism, but just letting you guys know because I enjoy so many magical realism books. And the last book that I read is by P.T. Mistelberger, and this is Dancing Sorcerer. I actually did this in my book haul, and I really enjoyed it. It's an accessible book. I recommend it. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I recommend it. Okay, I'm not going to talk so much about it. I'm going to just say that I've read it and I enjoyed it, and you guys can check it out. Read more about it on Anathema Publishing's book. You can just Google The Dancing Sorcerer. And let me know if you want to know more about this book, because I can always do a review even though I'm not great at book reviews. I think that's it for this month. I don't really want to talk about the decks that I've been using this month because I'm all over the place. If you want to know what decks I use, check out my Instagram at boydiviner, and you guys have a great rest of the day. You take care. Bye!